there, I'm Sarah Maiga, your go-to real estate expert and associate broker of Maiga Homes with Keller Williams. If you're new here and interested in all things real estate, be sure to hit the subscribe button by clicking that little icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the video. I publish new videos on real estate topic every week, and you don't want to miss anything. So without further ado, let me introduce today's relocation topic, the 7 most important things to consider when buying a home in a new city. Now, we all know buying a home is a big deal. There are a lot of complexities, potential complications, and unknowns that could come up in any given transaction. Now, compound that with being unfamiliar with the area you're relocating to, limited in-person availability if you're out of state, tight timelines, and potentially not having a large support system in place, and you've got a recipe for high levels of stress. But believe it or not, relocation does not have to be stressful. In fact, with the right resources and assistance, it can be quite an exciting and enjoyable experience. And that is where I come into the picture, as a trusted resource and advisor to help make the process of buying a home in a new city less overwhelming, with even maybe a little bit of fun. So, here is my list of the 7 most important things to consider when buying a home in a new city. Consideration 1, find out the city's transportation options. Depending on where you're moving to, the new city may have more or less public transportation options available. If you're used to taking the subway or train every day as your primary source of transportation, knowing whether this infrastructure option is available in the new location will be really important for you. If the new city does not offer public transportation near your neighborhood of choice, you may need to lease or buy a car once you move. This cost should be factored into your overall moving budget. For information on bus routes, subway lines, and more, check with the city's transportation office. Consideration 2. Consider the commute to work and/or school. One of the most important factors to think about is the amount of time you're going to spend driving to and from your daily destination, especially in rush hour traffic. Is it important that you live near your office or school? Or are you fine with a long commute as long as you get to live in your dream neighborhood? Remember, long commutes aren't for everyone. According to multiple studies, they can even hinder your health and productivity in the long run. Business Insider points out that those without a long commute actually gain an entire week's worth of productivity each year. So make sure to carefully weigh the pros and cons of a long commute before committing to a house that requires a 45-minute drive each way. Consideration 3, access to entertainment, amenities, and recreational activities. So what are the most important must-haves for you to live your ideal lifestyle in the new city? Is it being within a 10-minute drive to your favorite grocery store? Do you want to be in close proximity to a world-renowned hospital in case of emergencies? Do you need to be within walking distance to a park, hiking trails, lake, or other recreational sports? Do you want to be able to walk to a major city downtown for shopping, eating, and fun? It's really important to understand which of these are the most valuable to you, because not every city will have all of these options available, and depending on which ones matter more, there may be a higher cost of living associated with them. This may or may not be feasible within your budget. Either way, knowing up front what is important to you can help you determine which areas might be the best options based on your lifestyle. Consideration 4, the education system of the new town. Relocating your family can be challenging enough as is. Adding schools into the mix can bring even more stress and anxiety. If you have kids and school choice is a consideration for you, make sure you do your research online and look at regional and statewide test scores, graduation rates, online reviews from parents, extracurricular activities that are available, and anything else that might matter to you. Furthermore, knowing which school the house is assigned to is important, and you may want to consider interviewing or visiting the school in person. If you're considering private school instead of public, knowing the application process and requirements for that is going to be essential. Furthermore, if you're buying a house that may be more affordable but is in a less desirable school district, it's important to know what options exist to send your child to another school. For instance, Michigan's School of Choice program provides parents the opportunity to move their child from one school to another within the boundaries of the school district, or allow non-resident students to enroll in another district. Each local school district decides whether or not it will participate in school of choice. You will need to contact the school directly for your local policy and timelines. Consideration 5. Learn about the taxes in the new city. City and state taxes can also increase the cost of living in a given city. Income tax, local sales tax, tax credits, and exemptions are all important to consider. For instance, if you're buying a home, the principal and interest on a given property may only be $1,100 a month, but the taxes could range from $600 to $1,200 a month, depending on where the property is located. If you're used to paying low property taxes and you relocate to a city with a much higher tax rate, this could shock you and also affect your affordability for the mortgage. In addition, it is important to know if there are any special assessments or citywide millage increases going into effect, because these will affect how much you're paying in taxes annually. Consideration 6. Research and understand the housing market. When you're moving somewhere new, it is essential to understand the housing market so that you can make an educated and informed decision. Some important factors that you should consider are resale values, year-over-year trends, whether it is a buyer or seller's market, differences between price points, how much inventory and competition is in a given market, offer expectations, investment potential, the nuances between types of homes, as in condo versus townhome, or first floor master versus a ranch, financing options, and more. In other words, will you need to prepare to see homes quickly, or do you have time to look and make a decision? We have to be ready to bid more than asking and potentially sweeten the deal to beat out other offers, or will you be able to secure a good deal? Does the area you're buying in have good resale potential so that when you go to sell the home down the line, you're not stuck with a hard-to-sell property? Is there more competition for a ranch-style home versus a colonial, and how does this affect your purchasing strategy? All of these are essential questions to consider before making a final decision. And although you will begin your research online, it will be of the utmost importance to have the help and guidance of a local, experienced, and professional real estate agent as a partner on your journey while you are considering buying a home. Which brings me to my final consideration for moving to a new city. Consideration 7, finding the right realtor for your relocation needs. Now, I'm sure you're not surprised to hear me say that out of all the important considerations when making a move, this is by far the most important one. Why, you would ask? Because a realtor is the glue that puts all of the moving pieces together. Not only can we help you with housing market trends, data, and a good purchasing decision, but an experienced and connected realtor should also be able to provide you with resources, affiliates, and professionals for most, if not all, of your moving needs. The right realtor should act as a consultant to help you weigh out the pros and cons of making a move or purchasing decision far in advance of actually making the decision. In addition, if you have a home to sell in another state, your realtor can make a referral to another qualified agent in your hometown and work hand in hand to create a seamless process between the two transactions. It is important to choose a real estate professional that can provide you all of these things and more so that you are getting the most out of your partnership and your moving experience. So, now that I've covered the 7 most important things to consider when buying a home in a new city, if you think you may want to relocate to Michigan within the next year, then please reach out to me at the information below today to schedule a consultation. I create custom moving plans up to a year in advance for all of my clients so that you are comfortable and informed when the time to make a move comes. In addition, if it turns out that you're outside of my service area, I'm part of a global real estate company and can find you a similarly qualified agent anywhere in the world. In fact, next week's episode is extra special because it will cover 5 things you have to do your own research on when buying a new home. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel today and tune in weekly to learn more about relocating. Or if there's another real estate topic you want to learn about that would be more valuable to you, go to my page and check out my other series on selling a home, buying and selling simultaneously, buying a home for the first time, new construction, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.